Today we're going to talk about Crypt Tropica. This is a variant of Crypt and this is all just recently planted here. And what's going to happen is when you get this plant, you can, this was just 2 pots, but we split it off into quite a few plants. You can pull it apart and plant it out. And what's most likely is going to happen is that these plants are going to die back. And crypt plants are notorious for dying back when you first plant them. And so the leaves that we see, in a week or two, they're going to be looking pretty bad and they're going to have a lot of melt. And then after that, we'll start having some good growth. And we'll come back and take a look at that, as they start converting to our water here. A couple of things to note with these as far as taking care of them. They're pretty easy going. You don't need a lot of light, so these will be fine in your low light tanks. But one thing you will need to do is make sure that you're giving fertilizer to these in the substrate. These are a root feeding plant. And so you're going to need to use some type of root tabs or have some type of enriched substrate for these so that they'll be growing. Another thing you may have to do with these is add some iron to them. They are a plant that's they're going to have a much redder look to them than they have right now. So you may need to add iron. Iron is not something I have to worry about here in my tank, as my plants have no problem, showing some red color to them. So that won't be something I'll have to add, but you may have to add there and that. And so we're going to check back on this in a couple weeks, and we'll keep updating it and see how it looks as we move on. So it's been 2 weeks since we were last looking at these, and you can see we're starting to see some change here in the plants. You get a lot more of these crinkly looking leaves here on top, and they've got a little bit of a darker color, and a lot more of the lighter green is starting to fade away. Really, there's not nearly as much dieback as I thought I would have. You can see they're really responding well to my water and doing much better than I expected. So we'll check back in a couple more weeks. So it's been another 3 weeks since the last time we took a look at these, and you can see now that we have quite a bit of new growth on here, and still just a few leaves that are still hanging around from when we first got it, but you can see they're starting to get some holes in them, and definitely starting to die off a bit. So I don't expect they're going to be here too much longer. But you can also tell there's been quite a bit of growth since last time we took a look at them. So they're doing really well. And we'll probably take a look at them maybe one more time, in 2 or 3 more weeks, just so that you can have an idea of how these guys grow and, what they look like as they continue to convert. So it's been just under 2 months since we first took a look at these crypt. And as you can see, they have really grown in quite a bit. And you can see there's not a whole lot of evidence of the leaves when they came in. These have a lot darker color to them, a lot of browns in them. And there's not a lot of those green leaves that we first saw. You can still see 1 or 2 right here. You can see they're full of holes. Starting to get some holes in them. And there's just a couple of them that are left. But it has definitely grown quite a bit more. I can back up here a little bit. It's really grown out quite a bit. Did add a couple of root tabs a couple times to these, and that really seems to be helping them grow, and I think they're going to continue to grow in nicely and really fill out this area in the tank. And let me step back so you guys can see the whole tank here. This is what you can expect if you order these crypts. I ordered these from Aquarium Co-op, and you saw when they first came in, this was just 2 pots of these crypts, and they start off really small, and now they've really grown out quite a bit, and they're really taking up quite a bit of the front of my tank and looking beautiful. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this was something that you found helpful, and if you want to learn more about some fish keeping things that we do here, make sure you check out this video here.